Attention all units. Today marks the 30th anniversary of the line of duty death of Officer Larry Johnson, who made the ultimate sacrifice while serving and protecting his community. On May 22, 1995 at 10:20 p.m. while assisting in an attempt to apprehend an armed robbery suspect who had fired upon a fellow officer, Sparks Police Officer Larry Johnson was killed in the line of duty, laying down his life with honor as he lived it, defending his family, fellow officers, and residents of the city of Sparks, whom he had sworn to protect and serve. We honor his memory and ultimate sacrifice he made while protecting his fellow officers and the community members of the city of Sparks. Officer Johnson's memory lives amongst his brothers and sisters of the Sparks Police Department, who remain vigilant and committed to protecting our community and fellow officers. Officer Johnson, we have the watch. Sparks clear.
30 years ago, our community lost a brother, friend, father, and hero. Larry lived a life full of service while bringing humor and light to everyone around him when they least expected it, but when they needed it the most.
He was one of the few guys that when we were working, he always wore a ball cap, which back then not many of us did. And he was a real compassionate guy when it came to calls. He would go out of his way for people. A lot of guys wouldn't, and he was a real easygoing, compassionate, even guy.
We all went down to Placerville there was a Hangtown demolition derby. And as it turns out, Larry actually won the heat he was in because the rest of us crashed our cars. We couldn't get him running again. But Larry actually ended up winning the heat that he was in. It's funny because you would, coming to briefing was always a good time because he had a great sense of humor. Just, during briefing, he'd just say something, and everybody would just stop and look at him. And so he was a great guy to get along with. He was friendly. He worked very hard. He was just a great guy just to be around.
So the night that he was shot, he was at the station unloading his car to go home when that call came out, and he jumped in his car and went to it. So when that happened, I was in detective, so I got there at the aftermath of after it all happened. But typical him. When he was working, whether or not he was dispatched to a call or not, if it was a hot call or something that could turn into something, he was always there.
I would just let him know that I don't blame him. I'm not mad at him for any choice he made, and I love him and miss him very much.
Although Larry's death brought tragedy to our community, it also brought about the creation of the Dangerous Offender Notification System, also known as DONS. DONS is a database designed to allow officers to keep track of parolees and probationers and their conditions of release, which in turn increases safety of officers and the public.
An officer's greatest fear is not that he will die doing his job, but that his death will make no difference.
Larry, you served our community with honor, pride, and privilege, and we are forever grateful for you. Your presence is felt as you watch over us. Rest easy, Larry.